We have a program where we train and teach you how to do basically the things of what it takes to become a global entrepreneur. One is your mindset. I want you to go on YouTube and I want you for the next 90 days to watch Les Brown speaking in the Georgia Dome. Speech is called "It's Not Over Till You Win." I'm speaking to over 80,000 people. When I did that speech, I was sleeping in my office in Detroit, Michigan, in the Penobscot building on the 21st floor, bathing in the sink down the hall, going through some tough times. Robert Schuller is right, tough times never last, but tough people do. Next thing is, have a goal that will challenge you, a goal that's outside of your comfort zone. Why? Because in order to do something you've never done, you've got to become someone you've never been. And it challenges you. I encourage you to buy the book. Go on Amazon, buy the book called The Road to Your Best Stuff. The Road to Your Best Stuff. It's by Mike Williams. He's been my mentor for 49 years. The reason that most people fail is two M's that's important. One is called mistakes, the other one is called a mentor. Most people try and do it by themselves. They make a lot of costly mistakes and they stop and they become frustrated and discouraged and they give up. But the smart ones, they get a mentor. I got a mentor. Why? Because you can't see the picture when you're in the frame. Muhammad Ali said, "I'm the greatest," but he never won a boxing championship without Angelo Dundee in his corner. And so you need someone to be your mentor, someone to be your coach, someone to give you guidance, someone who's accomplished and who has achieved what it is you want to achieve, someone that you respect and trust, that you'd be willing to listen to. And for those of you that would like to be coached and want to become an entrepreneur, I have some things that I will send you that will be very helpful to you and give it to you as a gift for being here tonight. Just email me at lesbrown77@gmail.com and do it within 24 hours so that I can distinguish it from all of the other emails and send these videos out to you and some other strategies and information that will help you to develop the entrepreneur in yourself. That's lesbrown77@gmail.com. 7 is my lucky number. I'm one of 7 children. I was born February the 17th. Joshua marched around the walls of Jericho 7 times. Naaman dipped himself in the river Jordan 7 times. Did I tell you 7 is my lucky number? So make sure you do that right away. We're going to send you some videos and information that'll help you to get started. The next thing is you look at your goals and dreams. Let us say together, "It's me." Yeah, see, the people who are going to live their dreams rather than their fears, they take total responsibility. George Bernard Shaw said that people that make it in this life, they look around for the circumstances that they want, and if they can't find them, they create them. And so decide to take personal responsibility for your life. Here's the next thing. Write this down. It's hard. Everybody together, it's hard. How many of you know it's hard? Raise your hands, please. I didn't do what I'm doing now because I thought it would be hard. It'd be hard for me to compete with people with PhDs and MBAs and credentials that I don't have. It'd be hard for me to break into the corporate setting and be able to train for AT&T, Procter & Gamble, McDonald's Corporation, General Electric, IBM, clients that I have now. I thought it would be hard, and it was hard. And my mentor said, "Brownie," he said, "if you do what is easy, your life will be hard. But if you do what is hard, your life will be easy." It's going to be hard for you to reinvent yourself, to going from having a job to becoming an entrepreneur, going from working from 9 to 5 to work from 5 until you faint. That's what's required. It's hard. But I can tell you, it's worth it. And I want, when you leave here tonight, I want you to think about what will make it worth it for you. What will make it worth it for you? It was worth everything I needed to do to buy my mother a home. I'll never forget when I drove her back in that area of North Miami Beach. And she said, "Slow down, Leslie. Boy, look at that big, beautiful home." I said, "Mama, you really like that?" She said, "Yes." I said, Mama, I know the people there. She said, you do? I said, yes. I said, would you like to see it? I'm sure they wouldn't mind. She said, sure. And so we drove up to the house. Mama was 78 at the time. I went around and I opened the door. She held me by the arm. We started walking toward the house, and she stopped and said, Leslie? I said, yes, ma'am. Boy, you sure you know these people? I said, yes, ma'am, Mama, I do. We got to the door, and I couldn't hold back any longer. I put the key in the door and I opened it. I said, Mrs. Rockefeller, this is your home. She said, what are you talking about, Leslie? I said, Mama, I bought this for you. It's fully furnished and it's all paid for. She said, Leslie, you didn't have to do this. I said, I know. And you didn't have to adopt us either, but you did. She stuck her head in the door and said, is anybody home? I said, Mama, is nobody here but us? And she came in and she walked around and she looked and she touched the furniture and she said, thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. No one could have ever told me something like this would happen to me. And she looked at me and she said, and you were such a crazy child. I said, I know, but I got money now. I'll never forget that day. It was a special moment. Mom was an incredible woman. She was a 22-year breast cancer conqueror. God blessed us with her at the age of 89. Let us say together, it's possible. I can have my dream. It's necessary. I'm committed to reinvent myself, to increase my skills, my value, to make a greater impact. It's me. I'm taking ownership of my life. It's hard. I can do hard. It's worth it. Yes, when you leave tonight, I want you to write down 5 reasons and why you are not going to give up on your dream. 5 reasons and why you will honor your commitment to become an entrepreneur, to educate yourself, to develop yourself for this global economy. 5 reasons. Why? Because Nietzsche said, if you know the why for living, you can endure almost anyhow. But when the tough times come, and they're going to come, you're going to fail your way to success. You're going to have disappointments and setbacks and frustrations. And your reasons will be your rod and staff to comfort you, to maintain your commitment to your commitment. Somebody said, can we really do this? Can we transform our lives? Yes. Can we reduce the recidivism rate in our prisons and the dropout rate and transform the mindset of our children and eliminate HIV, hood-infected virus, AIDS, addiction to incarceration and death syndrome? Can we do this in our lifetime and create a brand new economy for the island? Can we do this? I remember in 1961, President John F. Kennedy called his cabinet together. And he wanted to challenge them. He said, what will it take for us to beat the Russians to the moon? I remember as a kid, to illustrate that something was impossible, you would say, you have as much chance of doing that as a man going to the moon. And he looked to Werner von Braun, most brilliant scientist of that day, to his right. And he said, Werner, what will it take for us to go to the moon? And he said 5 things, 5 words, 5 words. And everybody waited in anticipation that he would say something else. And he didn't. He just dropped his pen. And the president looked around the room And a few days later, he called a news conference and announced to the world and risked global embarrassment. He said, we're going to the moon in 10 years. 10 years. Did it in 8. Didn't have technology. Computers did not exist. Didn't have a budget. Didn't have the know-how. Didn't have a clue. So as you look at yourself and look at, this is your winning season. This is a historic place where you are right now. And as you look into the future, question becomes, what will it take for you to begin to reinvent yourselves individually and collectively and as a great country? 5 words that you should put up in your house, on your mirror, so you can see it every day. When he looked at Warner, Warner said, when the question was asked, what will it take for us to do it, Warner? He said, the will to do it. The will to do it. What will it take for you to step out of just thinking in terms of a mindset of being an employee and step into your greatness and see yourself as an entrepreneur and one who provides jobs and create jobs? The will to do it. What will it take for you to start thinking in terms of being creative and being an innovator and coming up with inventions and ideas that will transform your life and position you to create generational wealth? The will to do it. What will it take for you to begin to reinvent your school system so that it becomes a resource so that you are able to compete globally with countries around the world? And everybody will know you and be attracted to this island because of the pool of genius and brain power that's here. The will to do it. I'm going to ask a question and I want you to say with conviction the will to do it. What will it take for you to come up with ideas that will transform your life and your family's life and be able to create incredible wealth? What will it take for you to begin to come up with some type of innovative place here on this island that people around the world will talk about who you are, what it is you do, how you've reinvented yourselves, and why this is the most attractive place on the planet to come? What will it take for you to create new jobs, new industries, new economies with your genius, with your ideas, with your thoughts, and with your dreams? Shake someone's hand on your right and left and say, I have the will. My favorite book says, whosoever will, let him come. So I'd like to leave this with you. I don't know what your goals are beyond why we've gathered here. But here's what I know. You have greatness in you. And when you're pursuing your greatness, you don't know what your limits are. So you act like you don't have any. Here's what I know. Greater is he that's in you than he that's in the world. Here's what I know. You're made in the likeness and image of God. And you've been given authority and dominion over everything on the face of the earth. God asked Adam, Adam, where are you? Not because he didn't know, but because he wanted Adam to think, Adam, where are you? Nassau, where are you in a global context? And I realized that life is a question, and how we live our lives is the answer. And so as you think about your goals and dreams, let us say together, you gotta be hungry. Mr. Washington said, Mr. Brown, what do you want to do with your life, young man? I said, I want to make my mother proud. I want to live a life of meetings, sir. I want to touch people's lives like you touched my life, sir. They call you the great communicator. I want to speak like you. I got to speak. I want to help people like you help me. I've never known my father or my mother, and you spoke to me. You didn't treat me like everybody else treat me. And You made me feel better about myself. I want to be like you. He said, you got to be hungry, young man. What is it you really enjoy doing? I listen to the radio a lot. I like to be a disc jockey. He said, oh, good. Here are my car keys. What's this for? There's a guy named Paul Harvey. He's the world's greatest communicator. At lunchtime, go in my car and listen at lunchtime. He said, anything you want to do, study the people that do that the way you want to do it, because success leaves clues. I don't know what you want to do. It might be pursuing a career in finance and real estate, in medicine, legal profession. I don't know, becoming an entrepreneur, being a speaker, being a life coach. I don't know. But find someone, go online, do research, spend time learning. I remember when I heard a recording that said the average person reads one book a year. He said, if you make the commitment to read one book a month in 5 years, when the average person read 5 books, you'd have read 60 books. That will make you an expert. I did that. I did that. And it changed my life. It changed my life. You can do that too. The reason you're here is because you and I are cut from the same cloth. We're branches of the same tree. I only attract millionaires or millionaires in training. Give yourselves a round of applause. So I did what Mr. Washington said. I listened, and I listened to all of the broadcasters, and I watched them on television, and I listened on the radio, and I visualized myself doing that. And he told me something else. He said, stop hanging around people who don't want anything in life. Even now, when I take a call, a phone call, it goes through a filter. Make a mental note of this. It has to be positive. If it's not positive, I don't have the mental bandwidth to entertain negative phone calls. It has to be purposeful. Is it in alignment with what I'm doing with my life? It's got to be positive, purposeful. Is it productive? Can I learn something from this? Is it profitable? Does it make sense for me to give my time and energy to this? I'm 74. I don't have time to waste. I look good for 74 too, don't I? Yeah. You know black don't crack. It will get ashy and you need some Vaseline, you know? And I use mascara to cover my gray. Oh, B.A. Oh, no, he didn't, honey. Yes, he did. You got to have strong self-esteem to break this kind of stuff out. I was speaking in the Georgia Dome to 80,000 people. This lady came, she said, oh, Mr. Brown, I know you might be tired, but our speaker canceled. Do you have enough energy to give another speech? I said, no. She said, we can pay you a full fee of $70,000. I said, the Lord is able. So they took me over to the Georgia World Congress Center, and the audience was close to the stage. And so I said, just a minute. I went in the restroom, and I was, covered the gray. I was sweating, trying to hook myself up, The gray was having a revolution, So I came up on the stage, and she wanted everybody to know she knew me, and she kissed me on the cheek. I kissed her on the cheek and left this big black smudge on her face. So I didn't know what to say, so I just sat down. So somebody said, there's something on your face. She looked at me, she said, what is it saying? I said, I don't know. Then somebody gave her a mirror, she looked. Nobody asked her to do that. This nosy lady getting into Kool-Aid, don't know the flavor. She looked to see the big black smudge on her face. She said, how did this get here? I said, I don't know. You think maybe this rubs off? So now I use waterproof mascara. Sometimes a brother's got to do what he's got to do. But some of y'all need a paintbrush to cover all that stuff up in there. So as you look at your goals and dreams, I studied every day. And I got a mentor, Mike Williams. Write this down. Invest in yourself. Invest in a mentor. Yes, you can't see the picture when you're in the frame. You can't read the label when you're locked in the box. His book is called The Road to Your Best Stuff. It's an entrepreneur's handbook. Make sure you get that. Go on Amazon and download it. The audio version as well as the book, The Road to Your Best Stuff. And I'll never forget when I said, Mr. Washington, I've changed my relationships. I've been practicing. I'm ready, sir. And he says, good. He said, don't forget, you got to be hungry. I said, why do you say that? He said, people that are hungry are achievement driven. People that are hungry believe always strive to get on top in life because it's the bottom that's overcrowded. People that are hungry believe no excuse is acceptable for not giving your best at all times under all circumstances. I said, I'm hungry, sir. I'm hungry to make my mother proud. All my life, people have compared me to my brother who's very smart and my sister who graduated from the University of Miami. I'm hungry, sir. I'm hungry to provide for her and make her proud that she adopted us. He says, good. Here's my card. Go to WMBM radio station. Milton Butterball Smith is the program director. Tell him that I sent you. I said, yes, sir. I went to WMBM radio station. Hello, Mr. Butterball. How are you, sir? My name is Les Brown, sir. I like to be a disc jockey. He said, young man, you having journalism in your background? No, sir, I don't, but let me audition for you, sir. Let me show you how good I am. I've been practicing, sir. I visualized myself being on radio. He said, no, we don't have any job for you. How many ever been rejected? Raise your hands, please. I was devastated with rejection. I went back. I said, Mr. Washington, they said no. He said, don't take it personally. Most people are so negative, they have to say no 7 times before they say yes. He said, you got to be hungry. Go back again. I said, yes, sir. Hello, Mr. Butterball. How are you, sir? My name is Les Brown, sir. I like to be a disc jockey. I know what your name is. Weren't you here yesterday? Yes, sir. Didn't I tell you no yesterday? Yes, sir. Then why are you back today? Well, sir, I didn't know whether or not somebody was laid off or somebody was fired, sir. No one was laid off or fired. Now get on out of here. I came back the next day, talking loud, looking happy like I was singing for the first time. I said, hello, Mr. Butterball. How are you, sir? My name is Les Brown, sir. I like to be a disc jockey. He said, I know what your name is. Weren't you here the last 2 days? Yes, sir. Didn't I tell you no the last 2 days? Yes, sir. He said, then why are you back today? Well, sir, I didn't know whether or not someone got sick or someone died, sir. No one got sick or died. No one was laid off or fired. Now, don't you come back here again. I said, yes, sir. I came back the next day, talking loud, looking happy, like I was singing for the first time. I said, hello, Mr. Butterball, how are you? He looked at me betrayed. He says, go get me some coffee. I said, yes, sir. My favorite book says, the greatest among you will be your servant. How many of you are serious about your goals and dreams? Raise your hands, please. Very good. Write this down. Make a mental note of this. Provide more service than you get paid for. When I came into the speaking business, they told me, you can't succeed in this area. There's too many speakers, over 3,000, and you don't have the money, you don't have the credentials. There's no way. Here's what I want to say to you. Make yourself stand out. I train speakers now, and I teach them how to make themselves stand out with their story, how to create a significant emotional event and transform an audience individually and collectively. And those of you that are here that have a story, those of you that are entrepreneurs, your ability to communicate allows you to be able to make a sell or to make a point or make a difference. Your ability to communicate, if you're involved in multi-level marketing, is to build a strong organization and motivate and inspire people and increase your ability to recruit and bring out the best of the people that you recruit and be able to retain them. Your ability to communicate is major today if you're going to make it. It's mindset, it's the skill set of a communicator, and if you're serious, email me at lesbrown77@gmail.com, and we'll come back here and do a training called Presentation Power and show you how to begin to create wealth with your story and your skill set and your business. And so at any rate, I became an errand boy for the disc jockeys. Remember this, give before you ask. I would serve them. I'd go get their lunch and their dinner and bring it to the disc jockeys. I was the guy that served them. And I would look at them working on their control board. And I had a mindset, my time will come. Let us say together, my time will come. And I was preparing myself. It's better to be prepared for an opportunity and not have one than to have an opportunity and not be prepared. And one day, it was a Saturday afternoon, a disc jockey by the name of Rockin' Roger was drinking while he was on the air. He began to slur his words. He couldn't complete the show. It was a Saturday afternoon, and I was the only one there looking at him through the control room window, walking back and forth, young, ready, and hungry. I was saying, drink, rock, drink. Drink, rock. I'd have gone and get him some more if he'd asked me to. And then pretty soon the phone rang, and it was the general manager, and I answered the phone. He said, young boy, this is Mr. Klein. I said, I know. He said, Rock can't finish the program. I said, I know. He said, would you call one of the other DJs in? I said, yes, sir. I hung the phone up. I said, now he must think I'm crazy. I called my mom and my girlfriend Cassandra. I said, y'all come out on the front porch and turn on the radio. I'm about to come on the air. I waited for about 20 minutes and I called him back and said, Mr. Klein, I can't find nobody. He said, young boy, you know how to work the controls? I said, yes, sir. He said, go in there and segue the records, but don't you say nothing here. I said, yes, sir. I couldn't wait to get old Rock out of the way. I put on a fast record. I said, look out, this is me, LB, Triple P, Les Brown, your platter playing papa. There were none before me and there will be none after me. Therefore, that makes me the one and only. Young and single and love to mingle, certified, bona fide, indubitably qualified to bring you satisfaction and a whole lot of action. Look out, baby, I'm your love man. I was hungry. I was hungry. Shake someone's hand on your right and left, in front of you and behind you, and say, you gotta be hungry. Do that right now. You gotta be hungry. People that are hungry are willing to do the things today others won't do in order to have the things tomorrow others won't have. People that are hungry believe all you can do is all you can do, and all you can do is enough, but make sure you do all you can do. People that are hungry believe always strive to get on top in life because it's the bottom that's overcrowded. People that are hungry believe it's better to have money and not need it than to need it and not have it. I don't know you, but here's what I know about you. You have greatness in you. You have the ability to do more than you can ever begin to imagine. And I want to leave this with you. My mother loved this. And this new chapter that you're creating, this new chapter that you're becoming, as Mother Teresa would say, a pencil in the hand of God, and start writing a new chapter in your life, in your family's life, and in this great island. Leslie, yes, ma'am, Mama. Say that thing for me, boy, that makes me feel good. Everybody put your hand over your heart. Feel that beat. That beat represents life. Life is God's gift to you, and how you live your life is your gift to God. That beat, it represents life. You're a masterpiece because you're a piece of the master. You are an unrepeatable miracle. You were created on purpose, with a purpose. Miles was right. There's a purpose for your being here. And if you don't do it in a historical context, the world will never be the same again. Leslie, say that thing for me, boy, that makes me feel good. I dedicate this to you and to that dream that's in your heart. For where your heart is, there your treasure is also. If you want a thing bad enough to go out and fight for it, to work day and night for it, to give up your time, your peace, and sleep for it. If all that you dream and scheme is about it, and life seems useless and worthless without it, and if you gladly sweat for it and fret for it and plan for it and lose all your terror of the opposition for it, and if you simply go after that thing that you want with all of your capacity, strength and sagacity, faith, hope and confidence and stern pertinacity, if neither cold poverty, famish or gulf, sickness or pain of body and brain can keep you away from the thing that you want, if dogged and grim you besiege and beset it, with the help of God you'll get it. You have something special. You have greatness in you. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Thank you.